never begging, you're never trying to go out of your way. The stuff you see in the movies, like all that does in real life, in the movies, it makes her be like, oh my gosh, I love you so much and I want to be with you. I'm so sorry I didn't see this before, right? That's what happens in the movies. And guys get this idea that this is what's going to happen in real life. You're going to go outside her house with a boombox and, you know, she's going to be like, oh my gosh, and her heart's going to melt and she's going to want you. That's not what happens. It just makes them see you as less in real life. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marvel Matter back with another video. And today what I'm going to talk about is never try to convince a woman to like you, man. Never try to convince a woman to like you, especially as a handsome man. That's not what you do. That is the worst thing that you can do, is try to convince a girl to like you as a handsome man. It's just going to bring down your value. The longer you talk, the faster your value is going to go down, right? That's any man in general shouldn't be trying to convince a woman to like him, right? Any man, but some guys, you know, it's going to take a little bit more effort, a little bit more of showing other things, you know, a little bit more just putting yourself on display, more so than trying to convince her. You're putting like, okay, this is what I am. Because if you don't have the looks, they can't just see the value, right? Unfortunately, that's just how life is. Works the same both ways. But as a handsome man, your value is right there, right? Your genetic value is right there. They're gonna get the good kids. They see the masculine features. They're gonna see that you are athletic. They're gonna see that all these, you know, they'll see all of these things, and they'll be attracted to them. So with that, there's already a natural interest, whether they want to admit it or not, right? Girls act like looks don't matter. Cool. Some girls do, some girls don't. It doesn't matter what they say. Looks matter to everybody, right? They may not matter as much to women as they do to men, but they still matter. So if you're a handsome guy, right, and on top of that, let's say you're stylish, right? You're well-spoken, you have confidence, that is enough. That is enough as a handsome man. And when you give that to her, because nothing else is going to attract her as potently as that, right? It's not going to attract her for those reasons. Those reasons are going to make her interested in you. Somebody else might have to show money, may have to show lifestyle, may have to show clout, may have to show whatever that they have if they don't have the looks. And she'll be attracted to them because of that, though, right? It's not actually them. It's she wants to be around that, and they're the pathway to get there. She wants to be around the money, and this is the train ticket, right? This is the plane ticket, I should say, to be in the lifestyle. But it's not the guy, right? He's replaceable. He's just the filler, right? If she finds somebody else with that lifestyle, she may move on to them, because if that's what she's chasing, that's what she's chasing. But as a handsome man, you kind of get a sense of there's a little bit more security in it. A little bit more security. Now, some girls might, you know, go from one handsome guy to the next. That's possible too. But generally, if a girl is attracted to you and she's good with, you know, your looks, and she really likes your looks, she's not, even if she sees somebody else that looks good, it's like, what's really the change, right? If this guy's personality is better than yours, she might shift, but that's not really, you're on point, you got charisma, so you're not worried about that. But you're never trying to convince her of that. You're being you. You're talking. She'll see you interact with other people. You'll interact with her, and she'll see these things, and that should make her interested. That will make her interested if she finds you attractive, right? But you're never, if you're talking and she's giving you like, oh, I'm not really into it, I'm not really, you just, okay, cool, that's fine. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? It's cool. And you just continue about your business like you were doing, right? It's never a big deal. It's never a big deal. Even if you cold approach, you go to a girl, hey, can I get your number? Whatever happens, you be like, all right, if she rejects you, all right, cool, that's cool, no problem. You have a good day. Boom. You keep doing what you're doing. She gonna still be watching you, especially if you're handsome. She's still gonna watch you. She's gonna keep her eye on you. She's gonna be like, okay, what's he doing, right? Why was he so cool about it? Why was he so chill about it? You're not trying to convince her. The second you start trying to convince her, her power, her ego power goes way up through the roof. And that's what's killing you, right? You're putting her on a pedestal. You're making it seem like she's something that's so valuable to you. especially if you don't know her. That makes no sense. And you're putting her up and you're putting her up, and as she go, it might not even be that your values lowering. I think it's happening simultaneously, but regardless, she's going up and you may or may not be going down, and you're just separating the distance between you guys. You're separating the distance between you, and she's not gonna look all the way down there and be like, okay, cool, yeah, let me. No. Even if you're a guy who doesn't really have a lot going for him, but you are handsome, you can leverage that. Now, you should be trying to get some stuff going for you, of course. That's for you. But even if you are a guy who doesn't have that, if you're handsome, but you carry yourself like you have that, it's a mental game. It's not about what you actually have, right? It's not about what you actually have. If you carry yourself like, I'm of value, look at me, I'm valuable. You can see that I'm valuable, right? You can see it. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying you see that there's value. There's something here that you want. So I'm not going to convince you. We would never ask a woman to convince us of being with them, right? There's no reason that anybody should enter into any type of partnership or relationship trying to convince somebody, because now you're just begging. You're not really, it's not on equal grounds, right? The grounds are going to be way off. They're always going to be off a little bit. You'll never be in a relationship that's completely just, equally yoked, right? That's very hard to come by. Somebody's always going to be a little bit more, somebody's always going to be a little bit less interested or more attractive or less attractive or whatever it is. But you want to minimize that imbalance, right? You don't want to start it off, you know what I'm saying, with that. Because the way you start it, that's how she's going to see you. So you got to always be like, okay, cool. Like, this is what I am. This is what I'm offering. This is what it is. You can take it or you can leave it. You're never begging. You're never trying to go out of your way. The stuff you see in the movies, like, all that does in real life, in the movies, it makes her be like, oh my gosh, I love you so much and I want to be with you. I'm so sorry I didn't see this before, right? That's what happens in the movies. And guys get this idea that this is what's going to happen in real life. You're going to go outside her house with a boombox, and, you know, she's going to be like, oh my gosh, and her heart's going to melt and she's going to want you. That's not what happens. It just makes them see you as less in real life. In reality, those are movies. In reality, it's going to make her see you as less. That's just human nature in general. Anytime anybody is begging for something, there's a natural, like, disgust, I feel like, that comes up. And, you know, people are just like, why don't you have any self-respect? Like, people will respect you more when you walk away. People will respect you more when you stand on what you have been saying, what you believe in. They will respect you more for that. They will have no respect for you if you don't. If you are willing to just give up everything and sacrifice everything for them, a lot of people don't even really feel like they're qualified for somebody else to do that for them, right? That's something people don't talk about. Like, although the women say, you know, we want this, we want that, if you were to just give them everything and like, oh my gosh, they won't even feel comfortable receiving that type of attention, that type of, you know, worship, really. People are not comfortable with that type of worship. Only a narcissist is really going to be comfortable with that, right? Comfortable with that type of worship. But a normal person is going to be like, hey, you should have some type of, like, respect for yourself. You should have some boundaries for yourself. I shouldn't just be able to walk all over you. You shouldn't be begging for me, right? So don't ever put yourself in that position, because women especially look at that as weak. Men will look at, like, if a woman is begging for a man, it's like, oh man, like, he kind of feel bad, like, I feel like I should, there might be some conflict. A woman is going to be like, this is gross, oh my gosh, this is so disgusting, like, he's not even really a man, right? That's the sense that they'll get. So you don't want to put yourself in that position. So the less you beg, the less you try to convince, the less you try to prove. Like, you could say some slick shit. You could say some, like, you know, if she's giving you a little resistance, you could play along, whatever. But if you see that as genuine disinterest, do not try to, like, raise that interest. That is not a thing. That's not a thing. All you will do is just set yourself up to be used. It looks like raised interest because now she's going to play along, but it's really because she's getting all these things that you're offering. She's getting the free whatever it is. She's getting the fly out. She's getting anything that you're doing to try to convince her, to show her, like, yeah, all that's doing is just making her be like, okay, well, I'll take this. Like, I guess I'll take that. yeah, I'll take this too. And you'll get more time with her, and you'll get, and you know, but it won't be because it's reciprocated interest. It'll be because, like I said, it's a come up. You're just a come up. You're a lick, basically, in that sense. So don't ever try to, and even if it's not you giving her things, if it's you saying things and, you know, feeding her ego, she's just going to be around because you're feeding her ego. It's not because she actually is genuinely interested in you. If another person comes along that she is genuinely interested in, she's going to just leave. She's going to move on. And as a handsome man, you don't need to deal with that, right? Average, below average guys, maybe you do. Maybe it's a trade-off, right? You got to understand, like, okay, reality is she's not going to be as genuinely interested in me physically. But that's the good thing about women is once you're in their life, their emotions lead. They don't continuously stay on the physical, right? Their emotions will lead. So women will be with a guy that they know is not objectively that attractive, but they love him. They want to be with him. And that's the good thing about, you know, women for average and below average men. So you might have to, you know, do a little bit more in the beginning, but then you can get in and kind of like maintain your spot. Now, if you lack on some things, maybe that spot gets shifted. That's why with a handsome man, if you just come in with your handsomeness, if you just come in with your presence, with who you are, you're never going to lack on that, right? So then her interest is not gonna dwindle. I mean, it's just gonna go up once she finds out, like, oh, you're also a good person, oh, you're also this, oh, you're also that. Like, it's just gonna keep rising and rising and rising, right? So do not beg, do not try to convince a woman. She knows what she wants. When she sees you, she might be swayed. There's some room for swaying a little bit, but if she is swayed, let it happen naturally. Let it happen because she's just like, okay, well, you know, at first, you know, I was kind of hesitant, but, you know, I'm seeing you, I'm around you, you're consistently you, and I actually really like it, right? And then if that happens naturally, cool, but you're not trying to persuade, convince, or beg her to give you a chance, to give you a shot so you can show it. It's like, if she sees it, she sees it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. All right, fellas, so that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. I got my coaching calls in the description box, Instagram in the description box, and you know what it is. It's mind over matter, Marvel over matter. Let's get it.